Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Wheel of Horror. We're up to episode 10, which is a big milestone, so thank you everyone for watching up to this point. But let's get this episode underway. So we only have one new suggestion, which is Signs by Austin Michael. So let's see what we're going to get. It'd be funny if that is what we get, but we're going to get The House at the End of Time. So thank you, Vic, for suggesting it, and let's get to the review.
La casa del fin de los tiempos fue lanzada en 2013 y fue dirigida por Alejandro Hídalgo. La película está protagonizada por Ruddy Rodriguez y trata sobre Dulce, una mujer mayor que regresa a su casa para descubrir el misterio que la ha aterrorizado durante años. So for those who didn't understand that was Spanish as best as I can pronunciate it. Vic asked me to do the whole first part in Spanish, so that's what I did. So there you go, Vic. Hopefully that was good enough for you. I tried my best. But yeah, The House at the End of Time. It was a great movie. There's no other ways to describe this. This was such a good movie. It got me to cry twice. I was crying at the end and then crying even more at another thing that happens at the end. But let's get into some pros and cons with the movie. So starting with some pros with this movie, Ruddy Rodriguez as Dulce. Oh my god. She does such an amazing job in this role. Something happens at the beginning where I was like, oh, is that all that she's gonna be doing? But thankfully, that's not all she does. She's a huge part throughout this whole movie. And her role as the mother of these two children and her husband, so good. I'm just shocked because it had me crying. I feel a lot of emotions right now. I'm recording this like literally 5 minutes after I just finished the movie. I still have so many emotions going through my body after finishing it, but I'll get back on course. The greatest strength of this movie is definitely the plot and the characters. It's such an amazing plot. It has a lot of twists and turns throughout it. It's an emotional roller coaster. You're just gonna have to follow the waves. And Alejandro Hídalgo, who produced it, directed it, wrote it, I mean, props to you, man. You made such a great movie. There are like some issues, and I don't even want to say some. There's really one issue that I have with this movie, but I don't even want to talk about that yet. I want to talk about all the good things with this movie. Leopoldo as one of the sons, fantastic kid actor. Rodrigo, excellent kid actor too. He has a little funny scene with this with his crush, which I won't spoil, which was really cute. That had me like, aww. But yeah, this movie honestly is such an emotional roller coaster. As soon as the movie starts, it just brings you right into the action. And I was like, okay, I'm ready for this. And you will not be ready for it. Because I wasn't ready for it, even after saying that. It's definitely going to bring you on a ride that at the end is going to be very sad, but very heartwarming. I think a movie that I could compare this a lot to is El Orfanato, another Spanish horror film. There's a lot of similarities between them. They both are different plots, of course, different actors, stuff like that. But I just saw so many similarities with this movie, which if you've seen El Orfanato and want another movie that's kind of similar, definitely watch La Casa del Fin de los Tiempos. One more pro with this movie, definitely the cinematography. Great job with the cinematography. I mean, it's definitely, they're going for a more bleak and depressing look, kind of like Suspiria. And it's really beautiful, honestly. I think the difference is with the Suspiria one, they were trying to make it kind of grimy and disgusting. But this time, it's a little bit more beautiful. I think my only flaw that, I don't even want to say flaw, I think the only problem that I had with this movie was some of the scares. They're really guessable jump scares. It's one of those where you're going to look in the mirror, you're not going to see anything, you're going to look down, you're going to look at the mirror again, and then there's someone there. Or you're going to back up and then someone's going to touch you. that's kind of where the scares are with this movie, which I was able to overlook it because I was so invested in the story. But if someone is looking for a scarier movie, this is not that movie. This movie is going to keep you on edge until a few plot twists where, you know, stuff happens where you're going to be like, oh no, and just say stuff like that. But I'm trying so hard not to spoil it because it was so good. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Vic, for suggesting it. I cried. So yeah, my only really problem with this movie is some of the jump scares weren't as original, but I really think you could overlook it. It's not one of those that's going to scare you to death. And I don't think the movie was trying to be that. I think it was trying to give you some good scares during it. But it's really about the story and kind of what Dulce is going through. And her returning to this house after 30 years after this horrific event that happened. And just really seeing how she deals with it and kind of flashbacks to what happened in the past leading up to this horrific event. And it's brilliantly shot, brilliantly directed, excellent writing. It's just some of the scares fall a little flat, which I could overlook, and I think a lot of people can overlook it. Overall, I'm going to give this film a 9.5 out of 10, and I 1000% recommend this movie. It is amazing. You will not be disappointed. It'll bring you on an emotional roller coaster that you just need a ride. And that's all I'm going to say about it. So thank you everyone for watching. And thank you, Vic, for suggesting it. I know I told you so many times, but I really enjoyed it. But leave some comments in the suggestions below if you have any other recommendations of movies for me to watch. Next week, there's not going to be a Wheel of Horror on Sunday. That's going to be moved to next Tuesday. Because I'm going to do The Wicker Man on Tuesday, the original. And then on June 21st, the Sunday, which is my birthday, I decided I'd do a little something special for me and for you guys. And I'm going to review the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man. So, be on the lookout for that. And let's flash forward to the next review.